All right, guys, if you're looking for another awesome chest workout, stay tuned. We got 4 exercises we're doing for mass. So stay tuned. Here we go. All right, hi everybody. John Meadows here. We're back at American Barbell. Today we're training chest. I've got 4 exercises picked out to do today. I believe these are great mass exercises if you want to build your chest. One of them is pretty unique. I'm pretty excited to show you what that is. But we're going to start with incline dumbbell presses. Now I think this is interesting. It's very normal to do this today, to start with a dumbbell press. But back in the 80s and 90s, like, it was blasphemy to start with a dumbbell. You started with a flat bench or an incline bench. Mostly you started with a flat bench. And everybody would say, well, if you start with dumbbells, you'll be too weak to do anything else. You won't be able to press any weight with a barbell. But so it was crazy to do. Like, I remember doing it a couple times and I was kind of embarrassed. Like, I hope nobody sees me doing a dumbbell exercise first. But now it's common, people don't even think about it. So we're going to start with an incline dumbbell press. And we're going to do sets of 8. And we're just going to keep on going up. So that's the incline dumbbells. I was doing sets of 8, and I ended up doing, I think that was maybe 10 with the 125s. That's really good for me. Last week I did 7 with it. If you notice, when I was picking the dumbbells up, I was putting them on a bench first. That's a good thing to do if you want to save your lower back. So that's a little tip for you guys that have a fragile lower back. The other thing is that incline's pretty high. I like a lower incline. But those rogue benches don't have a low setting, so you got to go kind of high. If I had a different incline utility bench that would go lower, I would have went a little bit lower. And so that's it. There you go. I'm going to move on to a flat bench. A couple things. You'll notice I'm touching my chest on these. A lot of people see me doing the inclines and I'm not touching my chest, and they just assume I do that for all the barbell stuff. But I don't do that on flat bench. To me, it feels normal. Feels like a good range of motion to touch my chest and drive it up. Whereas on the incline, if I take it all the way down, it's really hard on my rotator cuff. So I'm also doing these explosively, which means I'm controlling it on the way down and I'm trying to push it fast off my chest. I'm trying to generate as much force as I can. And I'm going to keep on going up. I'm going to do sets of 6. And I'm going to keep on going up till I get to a really, really tough 6. Well, so we'll see where that is. I don't bench very often at all. I typically do inclines, as you guys know, but haven't done benches in a while today, so I thought, let's give this a shot. All right, so rest breaks are very important on these. I like to take about 3 minutes. You don't want, if you're trying to produce force and be explosive and move some weight, you don't want to be fatigued heading into your set. So don't rush your sets on your benches, your incline benches. Take your time, 3 minutes, and you'll be a lot stronger. So I want to talk a little bit about technique on these too. You'll notice I'm not flaring my elbows. A lot of people will say that's more pec, and it probably is, but it's also very, very dangerous on your pec insertion, and I don't really want to tear anything. So you'll notice I'm not like this. I'm protecting my pec a little bit. I'm still getting a ton of pec work without the heavy risk of being flared out. The other thing is watch how I plant myself on the bench. I learned this when I was at Westside Barbell 20 years ago from all the powerlifters. I pull myself up and I push my scapula down and I arch. So just watch how I set up when I do my first rep. That's a very good way to put yourself in a really powerful position. Again, all the awesome guys over at Westside Barbell taught me that. So I continue to do that on all my barbell pressing. So if you're watching closely, once I hit 300 and I go over that, I do a little bit more triceps, honestly. If you notice, my grip was just a little bit more narrow. My elbows were a little bit more tucked. I realize that that's a lot of tricep, but again, it's safer for me. And that's still a heavy load. I'm still feeling it in my chest. So just in case you notice, my grip got a little bit more narrow and my elbows tucked in a little bit more. That's to protect myself from injury. And it's still a good load for me. So, by the way, those of you who've been watching me, you probably noticed that my incline is actually stronger than my bench. How many of you guys have a stronger incline than bench?
See how pumped you got on that?
Yeah, man. That's why I went in the bathroom.
I was like, he's probably there taking pictures.
That's exactly what I
So,
was going to do.
those of you who have followed my old programs, you probably remember this. This is a Pec Minor Dip. Now, if you want a really good explanation for what the heck that is, click on the link above. But basically, your Pec Minor sits under your Pec Major, and basic function, it originates at your third, fourth, and fifth rib and connects to your, it's called your coracoid process. But anyways, basically what it does is it pulls your scapula down and kind of forward. So we're doing a dip, it's like a reverse shrug. So if you were to shrug like this, we're doing the opposite, we're doing this, and you flex, okay? So watch what I'm doing here, but that's just the beginning. I'm trying to get a crazy pump, so then I'm gonna extend the set with dips. Drop, flex, drop, flex. Now we go into the dip. Ooh, good combination. This is our fourth round here. I get a great pump from these. One thing I want to mention is your grip. You got to play with it. Sometimes I feel good with it a little wider, but sometimes I have to pull them back and go narrow. I don't really have any rhyme or reason behind it. Just play around with the right grip It's a hard movement, but don't get discouraged. I literally have only done these, I just started doing these again last week. So I'm still kind of getting the coordination back, but don't get discouraged if it doesn't feel awesome the first try, okay? Just keep working at it. Flex, flex. I'm trying to keep my arms straight. Just drop into the dip. So you got the pec minor dip. Now, what I've always thought was that muscle sits underneath your pec major. So when you develop it, it's a muscle. It can lift your chest. And I had a lot of guys back in the old days, they used to tell me their side chest looked thicker when they did tons of these. I really like them. I think the first time I saw these was, maybe it was like a Vince Garanda that did them, but it was somebody from the old days. The dip, I want you to work the bottom half, work the stretch. We've got a really good pump now, so just put a hard stretch on that muscle. You don't need to come up all the way. I'm looking for anywhere from 7 or 8 reps on the pec minor dip, and then on the regular dip, I'm looking for another about 7 or 8 reps. So 4 rounds of that, and your chest should be pumped to the hilt. All right, that's it, guys. We did dumbbell inclines, flat bench barbell, the pec minor dip, and the regular dip. Pec minor dip's a little fancy, but it's a great exercise, and everything else is pretty basic. But that's it, man. Crush this workout, and let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for all your support on all the videos lately. It's been awesome. We're moving to 100,000 subscribers, so I appreciate it. Thank you.